All righty. We got Mark on the cast today. What's up, Mark?
Just chilling, watching a lot of ball, man. So,
What games have you been watching?
I watched Ravens Vikings, which was actually a really good game. I thought that was going to be a blowout by the Ravens, but Vikings played them pretty tough. I watched the Browns, Bengals. I mean, I've been watching everything. I got the Chiefs and the Packers on right behind me right now, so
I
just
heard that
wait.
game isn't going very well.
No, not for the Packers. No,
Yeah.
yeah, Jordan Love's struggling. Yeah, well, Mahomes is not playing very well either, so it's been a defensive struggle.
Yeah, Mahomes he's having one of those years, one of those like adversity years for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think everybody's kind of figured him out just a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
the Super Bowl, Tampa Bay played too high the whole game on him and just, rushed three or four instead of blitzing, and it worked, and everybody's done that since. So,
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. And then we got the Titans
I
tonight
know. I
against the
know, man.
Rams.
Huge game. Huge game.
Who obviously you're a Titans fan, right?
Oh, yes,
But
sir.
But who do you think's the favorite to win?
Oh, it's easily the Rams.
Rams, yeah.
I think the last time the line was like 7.5, 7 in favor of the Rams. So,
Okay. Yeah, I think Rams are a pretty good Super Bowl contending team.
oh yeah, for sure. Matt Stafford has took them to a whole nother level, and they just got even more scary with Von Miller on defense. I mean,
Oh yeah,
you sta-
they had Von
you
Miller.
you stack Von Miller over top of Aaron Donald. I mean, who do
Right.
you
Oh
block?
yeah.
Who do you block?
And then
You
you
can't
got
double. You
Jalen
can't double.
Ramsey in the
Yep.
secondary.
Yep.
They got like a superstar in each level on the defense.
Yeah, they're stout. I got them in fantasy, and they've gotten me several points some weeks. Sometimes, but some weeks they've been bad. They were really bad versus the Lions, and then there's another team they were really bad against that I got like negative points with them in fantasy. But
Oh, no.
other than that, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how good Tannehill is tonight without DH. Hoping AP can give him just enough in the run game to keep the play action honest.
Oh man, I don't know. Like Derrick Henry going down is
That's tough.
it's t-
Yeah.
it, and the crazy part is I feel like nowadays your offense shouldn't the success of a team shouldn't be heavily dependent on one
Right.
like Derrick Henry. The Titans' success is pretty much 80% of how Derrick Henry plays,
Yeah.
and it's kind of scary that your success is heavily dependent on one player that much. Like
Right.
now, if he goes down, it's like, I mean, we don't know because they might, they might have a decent offense without him. We don't
Right.
know. We'll find out.
It's just, yeah, true. I mean, that's what's also scary is, I mean, that offensive line is either really good or really bad. I mean, when we lost to the Jets, they gave up 7 sacks to the Jets.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then, I mean, they didn't give up 1 sack against the Bills. I don't think they gave up a sack against, well, maybe 1 against the Chiefs. So it's hit or miss with the offensive line. I mean, but they're going to have to hang in there and protect because Tannehill's going to have time. Julio's going to have to step up. AJ's been playing a lot better, so that's a good sign. But
you think
they just
you think Adrian Peterson, like you think he kind of just fills the spot and does just enough, or do you think he actually like produces?
I think he'll fill the spot and do just enough. It's going to be by committee. But if you follow his stats the last several years, I mean, when he went to Washington, he was a 1,000-yard rusher, at 34,
Was he
35.
really?
Yeah, I think he rushed back-to-back 1,000 yards, if I'm not mistaken.
That's
And then
that's
last
still
year,
pretty solid.
yeah, last year on a really bad Lions team, he had 600. So, and like 7 touchdowns, I think. So, I mean, if he gets, let's say he gets 500 yards and about 6-7 touchdowns, I mean, that's going to keep the defenses honest at least.
Yeah. Yeah, honest enough to where I mean it's Adrian Peterson. You still gotta respect Adrian Peterson
Exactly.
in the backfield.
Right. And then, if DH does come back, late in the season or playoffs, I mean, that's a scary backfield if he comes back
with
with AP as his backup. because that's just going to be ground and pound, and it's not going to, they'll take DH out and they'll bring AP in, and it's going to be the same thing. So, but hopefully AP, his body can hold up too. I mean, he's almost 37 years old, so
yeah,
and he's a punching back. So
I'm excited. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna get my pizza for my Sunday night pizza, lay down and watch the game.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be exciting. Now, have you been keeping up with the NBA?
Not really. I've kept up with my Lakers a little bit, and I know they're off to a sluggish start.
Kind of. They've picked it up a little bit. I mean, they lost to Portland, but LeBron's not playing, so it's whatever. But I mean, they're 10th in the West. Well, before they lost to Portland, they were 6th.
Right.
I mean, you're talking about playoffs were to start right now. Well, if the playoffs were to start 2 days ago, they were 6th seed. But I'm liking what I'm gonna be honest with. So, I'm a big LeBron fan. I'm a Melo fan. I'm a Westbrook fan. So my top 5 all-time, Westbrook, Melo, and LeBron are 3 of my top 5 all-time favorites. That's 3 of my top 5. They're all on one team.
Right.
So I'm by default a huge Lakers fan.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say this, and people are gonna be kind of whatever. But I like what I'm seeing in spurts. I see spurts of like they're gonna be deadly, but it's not. It's not like it's not second nature. Obviously, it's a new team. It's still a new team.
Right.
You got these guys. They'll figure it out. I think they'll figure it out. But I think it's going to take the first quarter of the season, though. I don't think it's going to be something they figure out in the first 10 games. I think it's going to take
absolutely
the first 20-something games probably. But once they figure it out, I think they're going to be a problem.
I agree. I agree. I think once you get to the middle of the season, they're going to be dangerous, and they probably finish first. I mean, I'm not worried about them not making the playoffs or anything. I mean, they could honestly, with the team they got, they stay healthy. They make the playoffs as a 6 or a 5 or whatever.
It doesn't really matter where.
I still think they would go all the way to the finals. I mean, I just do. So
I feel like as long as you keep LeBron healthy, because AD, you need both. But I feel like as long as you keep LeBron healthy, you can never count him out.
Well, right. Now you add Russ to the mix too, and then you got Melo, of course. But I mean, Russ added to the mix.
A revamp year. He's shooting with 50% from the 3 so far, and he's coming off the bench, averaging almost 18, 20-ish, 18-something points a game. I mean, off of 50+% from the field. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man. I was disappointed last year when they got bounced by the Suns, but
it was so tough.
Yeah, but I think they'll be fine. Like I said, I mean, it takes time to gel. They'll gel. They'll figure out, and then by playoffs, I mean, I just don't think anybody can beat them. It's they're just tough, maybe man. Brooklyn, but they got their own problems. So
the whole Kyrie and Harden's not. I mean, he's not having the best year. KD's doing KD, but it's gonna take more than one nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
for sure,
I want to get into this because Mitch had to call me yesterday.
Yeah, I was with him.
So, because I had just saw Eternals. I saw it last night.
Mm-hmm.
First, spoiler alert, go ahead, because it just came out. If y'all haven't watched Eternals, spoiler alert. So you might want to skip ahead. But
yep.
So before I went to the movie, I got some mixed reviews about it from different people. I like it. I think it's a really good movie.
Yeah, I did too. I didn't think it was that bad. I don't think it's their best, but it was still pretty good in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not the best, but it was pretty solid. And then it being 2.5, that didn't really bother me. The length of the movie didn't really bother me for real.
It moved quick. It was paced very fast. So I mean, it was long, but it was moving very quick.
Yeah, especially since like Eternals are not like a big, it's not like the Avengers,
right?
Like a big known thing.
Right.
So they gotta lay down the, what they are, where they came from. They had to lay all that down so everybody can understand it.
Because I don't really know what they were. So I'm not that deep into the Marvel lore like that. Like, I know Iron Man, Captain, all that. But it was good to get the backstory on all of them, and then all that. So
yeah, but them bringing in the Celestials,
yeah,
bro, Marvel's about to get so deep.
It's gonna get crazy.
Because
It's getting there.
oh my god, because then December 17th, the Spider-Man, the multiverse,
Oh
once they
man, I
open that
can't
up,
wait. Can't wait.
oh my gosh, it's finna get crazy. And then you got spoiler again, you got Thanos' brother coming into the mix. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, they're getting deep.
very. These multiverses are going to be wild. There's going to be some wild stuff. Like I watched Loki. I don't know if you've watched Loki completely through yet, but because I was telling Mitchell, he's like, "Oh, this guy's going to be the new." He's talking about the Celestial is going to be the new Thanos. I said, "No, I think it's going to be like Kang the Conqueror." And you get introduced, to Kang the Conqueror in the Loki. So, but it's going to be wild
because especially having a Celestial as the main antagonist. That's tough. It's because it's like, what are you going to do against Celestial? There's not much you really can do,
right?
So, but what's his name? I was pissed, like in a good way, because that's how the movie's supposed to do. I was pissed about when Icarus, like when you find out like what he's been doing. I'm like, because I liked Icarus. I was like, oh yeah, he's kind of cool.
Yeah,
he's like a Superman.
Yeah, he is.
He has that Superman.
Basically what he was.
Yeah, it's basically what he was. Superman. He's lit. He's fighting. Like when he fights the deviants, it's like super. Like I like the special. It wasn't too cartoony. Some special effects look too animated. It wasn't too animated.
It looked great.
Yeah, it looked good. So I was like, damn, this shit looks like legit. Then he turned on him. I was like, oh no.
No, like I get the the metaphor or the whatever when he flew, because Icarus flying too close to the sun, whatever. Like he flew into the sun. Yeah. So is he dead or what's he doing?
I don't think he is. Because I don't think he is. What I think they're doing is kind of writing him off for now. Yeah. And I think maybe like, I don't know, 2-3 years down the line when these movies come up and they need somebody that's dummy strong, I think he's gonna come back and be like stupid OP because he's been gathering energy from the sun. Because the Eternals,
that's what soup does.
Yeah, because they can since they're the cosmic energy, they can absorb energy, yada yada yada. So I think they have him off to the side, getting stronger by default. That's what I think. Now I could be wrong. He could be dead, but I don't think the sun's enough to kill an Eternal.
And what's the importance? Who is what's his Kid Harington? He played Jon Snow. Who is his character?
His character is the Dark Knight. And not Batman, Batman related. But the Dark Knight. So Dark Knight, that's not a very big character, but like he's kind of like a Thor, kind of.
Okay.
So it's kind of mystical background. That sword at the end in the end credit, that's been passed down from like his dad to him, and it gives him these superpowers, but it's dark. So I know in the comics he starts off as a villain because his powers are rooted in like the dark arts, the dark world, yada yada. But he eventually takes that power and wants to use it for good because he doesn't want to be. Obviously that's why he's like, you got these, because he didn't want to be a bad guy.
Right.
So that's, I don't know, but what they're doing with that character, that's one of those characters that I've heard of, but I don't know much about at all.
I had no
idea.
Yeah, I had no idea he was. And then he said something about his family history is kind of complicated. I was like, well, he's obviously somebody saying that, but I didn't know what his lineage was. So
yeah, apparently, and I mean, I think he's also immortal. Don't quote me on that, but I think he is. But I looked online at like forums, and apparently some writers have him besting Thor. So his character is like, in terms of power, his character is supposed to be on par with Thor, which is a significant,
it's pretty powerful
in terms of strength. Yeah. So I mean, they can go.
Yeah, it's gonna go. I know. I've seen rumors about, because I'm sure you already seen Venom and saw the end credit there.
Yeah.
The word have you seen the new Morbius trailer?
Yes.
It looks great.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing what they're going to do with Holland, Spider-Man, this is going to be the last MCU movie with him, and then they're going to put him into the Sony movies. And I guess that's what they're doing. Because I think this is the last contracted movie between Disney and Sony for Spider-Man in the MCU. So I think they're going to introduce Spider-Man into Sony after this movie, or some way, and that's maybe what they did with that end credit in Venom.
And that's how they have the Spider-Man Venom movies going forward.
Mm-hmm.
That wouldn't be a bad move. That wouldn't be a bad move at all. I like that, especially if they're not going to use Spider-Man anymore. But I feel like when you have such a fan favorite, like everybody, I feel like 80% of the country has been waiting on this Spider-Man movie with all of them together.
Yeah.
But I feel like with such a fan favorite Spider-Man, I don't see why you wouldn't try to extend the contract or make a new one to have him at least in like other, the big movies, maybe not his own movies, but in the big ones. But the way they're going, they can have a whole new Avenger lineup. And then you got Eternals in the mix, and you still got the Guardians of the Galaxy in the mix. So you don't really need them if you don't want to use them.
And I think technically Sony still owns all of Spider-Man.
Right.
So like it owns all the villains, owns him. So they're seeing dollar signs right now. So they're gonna price Disney out and say, yeah, you want Spider-Man for more movies, this is what's gonna cost.
That makes sense. I'm okay with Sony because they're when they do this stuff, it's still in association with Marvel. So Marvel still has some input. I feel as long as they keep Marvel involved and Sony doesn't get too sidetracked with doing their own thing, I'm okay with it, especially if they keep Tom Holland and they keep the continuity with Marvel. They keep that. I'm perfectly fine with it. They keep the continuity. What I don't want is for when the contract's up, Sony's like, all right, bet we're gonna run our own way. And it ends up being way over here, and Marvel's continuity is over here, and it's like not even
right. I think that's what they're gonna do. I think they're just gonna take their IP back for good, and they're gonna, run their movies with Spider-Man and his villains. And
I'm gonna be upset.
So we'll see. We'll see what they do with it, but that's the rumor on the street. So,
well, hopefully we'll see. I don't know. There's so much going on because with Doctor Strange getting another movie, I don't know what they're doing with the Black Panthers.
I heard. Well, I'm sure you heard the same. They're not recasting Chadwick, but they're going to make. I think the new movie is just going to be based in like the Wakanda lore and stuff like that. Like it's going to be based strictly about Wakanda or something along those lines.
So is it like before?
I think so. It might be before. I'm going to be kind of interested to see how they do it because I'm a Black Panther fan. I like the comics. I like the character.
Right.
So I'm kind of interested to see how they go with it. I wonder if they make his sister, the new Black Panther, or if they just eventually say, screw it, we're just going to recast it and they get like Idris Elba or somebody to be Black Panther for a couple movies.
For me personally, I think the best possible situation that they could come up with is one, I hope it's not backtracking because we're so far into it'd have been great if they had backtracked. Well, they kind of backtracked in the first one a little bit, but not really. But I feel like at this point in Marvel, backtracking with an already established character is a waste of time.
Right.
Like, we know Black Panther. He's been in multiple movies. We get it.
Right.
So I think what they should do is, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a fan of his sister taking the mantle. I'm just not.
Yeah.
What I do, and I'm not a fan of them recasting. I hate when they do that just because I like consistency. What I would like to see is it would take some magic or a little bit of, not really, but so how Killmonger supposedly died after the first one, right?
Yes.
What I would be okay with is, let's say they backtrack a little bit and show the Killmonger thing, and when he dies, Chadwick is like, you know what? He's dead, but like take him. They have the technology. I'm sure he just died.
Absolutely.
He just died. I'm sure they got some technology to bring him back.
Oh yeah, they can. Yeah, they do it all the time.
I would be perfectly fine with Chadwick Boseman saving him, and he ends up in like a coma. They revive him, but he's in a coma for a long time. Then they kill off the T'Challa Black Panther. He goes on a mission to protect whoever. He ends up dying.
Right.
Killmonger wakes up and realizes that the dude saved him, and because he saved him, he's like, I got a new life. He saved me. And, they're like, you're the only other, somehow he ends up taking the mantle of Black Panther, whether he decides to lead new life because he got to start over, or the people of Wakanda are like, well, you're the next guy. You're the next one that can hold, something like that. He takes the mantle, and they go from there with Michael B. Jordan as the Black Panther. That I feel like it's the most logical.
Yeah. I mean, and let's be honest, is anyone ever really dead in Marvel or in movies anyway? Exactly. I mean, they always find, if they want to bring someone back, they'll figure something out. I mean, so.
They felt, how many times has Loki died? Well,
exactly. He's got his own show now. Exactly.
Right.
We all thought he died, 4 or 5 years ago. Now he's got his own show.
Yeah.
And he's still alive. So.
And the crazy thing is, which this is how smart these people are. Marvel is, they always have a door that they always leave a door somewhere where they want to, just like I was talking to my friends about this yesterday. Adam Warlock. We thought Adam Warlock was going to be in this past few phases of Marvel, because in the first Guardians of the Galaxy, they mentioned that Cocoon thing. That's Adam Warlock. They had just made him, whatever. But I feel like they had the door there to be like, all right, if we want to use Adam Warlock, we can, but we don't have to. And they didn't. But even to this day, now they could still have a cut scene from back first Guardians of the Galaxy of Adam Warlock coming up to be, and then bam, he's in the MCU. They always have these doors. So just like we got Loki, I feel like if they wanted to, they could somehow bring back Black Widow, which I don't think they will. But like Gamora, all the people we see die just straight up outright.
Right.
They can find a way to bring them back.
I mean,
with the multiverse now.
Right. With the multiverse and the fact that there's variants, which you find out about in Loki show. Right. So there's obviously variants of Captain America. There's obviously a variant of Iron Man, it's Black Widow. Plus, they've already established with Endgame that they can go back in time. So
exactly. They
can change. So
they literally can do.
Yeah.
It's genius. They can do whatever they want. Oh, we killed off this character. That's fine. Let's just find a way to bring him back.
Yeah, they will. I mean, that no one's ever really dead in movies. Yeah. Especially when you got a long franchise. I mean, no one's ever really dead. You can bring them back. Unless they're on Game of Thrones, but that's a different story.
Oh man.
Then they're just dead.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is fantastic series, but no, not a single character is safe.
No.
I think the safest character on Game of Thrones was probably Jon Snow. But even then, you didn't know he was the safest character till the very end. Because season 8, you're like, Jon Snow is like the guy. We didn't know that though. But he's like he basically becomes the main character. It's all about Jon Snow. But the first 7 seasons, you're like, you have no idea. Because like I thought Ted was what's his name? Ted? Stark? Not Stark.
Rob. You're talking about the son? Yeah, that took over. Yeah. Was
it the son?
The one that was in the Eternals? Or are you talking about him?
No, I'm talking about in Game of Thrones, the first season.
Oh, you're talking about the dad.
Yes, the dad.
Ned Stark. Yeah.
Ned.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I agree. Yeah.
So, I thought he was untouchable.
Yeah, I was screaming at my TV when they chopped his head off.
Bro, he was my favorite character.
He was mine too.
At the time, I was like, "What?" The Red Wedding happened. Like nobody.
Yeah, that messed me up too. I liked Rob a lot, which was his son. And then they even killed Jon in season 6? I think it was. Was it season 6 they killed Jon Snow, and then they brought him back in season 7 because he got killed by the Watch.
Yeah, he got betrayed. Yeah. That's right. They did end up killing him too.
And then the red woman or whatever brought him back. Yeah, to life. So,
I mean, even the dragon.
I guess he's the only one that can come back from the dead, but the rest of them can't. So I'm ready for that new one, House of Dragons. That trailer looked real good.
Is that gonna be on HBO as well?
Yeah, I believe it. Yes, and I think it's also going to be on HBO Max if you don't have like cable or whatever, and you have HBO Max or whatnot. I got the Max. The first episode comes out on New Year's Day. Actually, I looked it up. I looked it up yesterday because me and Mitchell were talking about it. So I was like, "Oh crap, that's real soon."
I'm going to put that on my calendar because I was so late with Game. I didn't get on Game of Thrones to maybe like 2 years ago.
I'm the same way, bro. I think I got on it right before season 8.
Yeah, same.
About a year before season 8 came out, I got in on it. I binged the first 7 seasons in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's funny. I did the same. I think I binged the first 7 seasons in like 2, maybe 2.5.
Yeah.
Like a week after I finished binging the first 7 seasons, season 8 came out. So like,
oh, that's perfect.
And it was perfect because, you know, some people, I think it's better to binge watch it like that sometimes because, you know, between each season, it's like a year in between.
Right.
So, you know,
right.
if you've been watching it since it came out, when you get to season 8, you're 8 years in. But
Right.
I literally watched 7 years worth of a show in 2 weeks. Everything's fresh.
Right.
All the small details is
you
fresh.
remember everything. Yeah.
So I went into season 8 with like everything like super fresh versus somebody
Right.
that's been waiting 8 years.
Oh yeah, and you know there were people like that, and then they, you know, season 8 was pretty awful, especially the way they ended it. And
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine sitting, you know, from 2011 to like 19 or 2020 when it ended, just sitting there
waiting.
and then waiting. Just, you know, you
For
probably
that.
read the books and everything,
Yeah.
and then that happens.
You're like, what? Yeah. I mean, I wasn't like
I didn't
super,
hate it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but because I wasn't big into like the books. I'm just watching
me
it
either.
I was just watching it like as a show.
Same.
And so, you know, see, it was for sure rushed, obviously for what their reasons, but
they were going to do Star Wars. Yeah. And then that ended up not happening at all. So,
but you know, after I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And they pretty much just killed everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Killed everybody.
Man, I'm excited for I tell you what, have you seen the first look at the new Black Adam?
Yes.
Man, he looked good. The Rock looked good. Oh, he looked good in that.
Yes.
He's gonna be something man. When he grabbed that dude and just like fried him in front of everybody, I was like,
yeah. And he's also like a co-direct. He's like directing as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but here's the one thing. It looks good. Obviously, he's pretty much built like Black Adam.
Yeah.
So like he's got the look. I just don't want, you know, he's known for goofy, corny movies.
Right.
I don't want any of that. I
want what I saw in that teaser. I want that.
I want
that
savagery,
grittiness. Yeah.
No jokes,
I agree.
No corniness, I want savage.
Just straight savage, like he was in that trailer.
That trailer was lit. And what's cool is the way he kills that dude with the lightning. That's exactly how he kills Superman in one of the comics.
Yeah,
like just holding him. So I hope it's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, that looks good. I don't know if you've seen the new Flash trailer where they're going off the Flashpoint paradox. That looks really good. Keaton coming back as Batman.
It's like
and Affleck. They got both of them playing Batman.
Who's the other one besides Ben Affleck?
Michael Keaton, the original.
Okay.
From 1989. So
bro,
that's going to be.
It's like their version of multiverse.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep.
So now they can kind of do whatever they want to.
Mm-hmm.
I like DC's trying to keep up with Marvel because it keeps Marvel on their toes and it keeps DC accountable for trying to keep up.
Right. And then the Batman.
Oh yeah,
man, that looks.
That trailer is second one's lit. Have you seen the second one?
Yes. I mean, Batman's my favorite. So I was on that day one. Yeah. I didn't sit like those morons at like DC fandom at their computers for 4 hours waiting for it to drop. But I did watch it the day it dropped.
Yeah.
Man, I wasn't sure about Pattinson at first, but
I wasn't either.
He made me a believer in that trailer. Oh my God.
I wasn't either. When they first
got the look.
Oh, he does.
He's got the build. He's got the fighting ability. I mean, it was just. Oh man, he looked. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be so good.
When they first came out and said they were casting Robert, I was like, who?
Right.
And they were like the guy from Twilight. I was like, the vampire. They're like, yeah. I was like, no. I was like, tripping. Man, that trailer came out. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, hold up. He's
He's
not playing
different.
around.
Yeah, he's different. Yeah,
He's not playing around.
Yeah. Oh man, because I like Michael Keaton's Batman. I like the old Batman movies, like 1989 with Jack Nicholson. But my favorite series, obviously, is the Dark Knight trilogy.
The Christian Bale.
And I like Christian Bale. I think I like Christian Bale more as a Bruce Wayne than a Batman, though.
Yeah.
So I think that goes for everybody. Like I like Ben Affleck more as a Batman than a Bruce Wayne. I thought he was a really good Batman.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't like Ben Affleck at first until Batman versus Superman, where he goes to save Superman's mom and he fights all those dudes in the warehouse. That was
he's killing people.
when he was in that warehouse fighting these, I was like, okay, all right, Ben, I'm on board.
Yeah,
I'm on board.
Yeah.
Oh,
smashes that guy's head against the wall.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, he's killing people now. Oh, what?
I love it. Oh man, I'm so excited for all these movies. Trying to think of what else, because I'd like to keep note of all the trailers I'd be watching. When does that Morbius come out?
Soon, I think actually in January, because they played it at the movie yesterday. I'm pretty sure it said January.
It's crazy how like Morbius, I haven't seen too much. Like too much about it, and the trailer drops, and then it's like, coming out in January. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it said January. I think it is.
It says January 28th, 2022 is the initial release.
And he looked. I mean, Jared. I think Jared. I mean, his Joker sucked, but I mean that's because they rid his Joker like that. But I like Jared Leto as an actor. I think that he's gonna play that role perfect. And then he looked freaking awesome.
He looks
when he turns into
like the comic book Morbius.
Yeah, he looked freaking awesome.
It's crazy how like they're finding these actors that look just like the comics version of them. When the trailer first started, I was like, because Dracula is a character in Marvel as well,
right?
And he's actually like one of the strongest. Like he's up there in terms of just whatever. And so when I saw it, I was like, are they bringing Dracula into Marvel? I was like, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way they're bringing Dracula into Marvel, but it was Morbius. I was like, oh, but I'm excited for that for sure.
Yeah, I am too. I don't know much about Morbius. I know he's a Spider-Man villain, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that trailer has me sold because he looked awesome. I mean, even like the special effects when he's got the sonar going off and he's flying and all that, I was like, wow. Special effects look great.
Have you seen Dune?
I have. Yes.
So do you know? Did you know about Dune before, or you just got into it for the movie?
I knew a little bit about it. I knew it was a book. I never read the book. I know they made a movie in the 80s. I know they made a video game too about it. But I mean, I didn't know too much about it. I mean, I couldn't give you deep details, but I knew about the worms and stuff like that because of the video game or whatever. But I mean, I thought it was great. I thought it was really freaking good.
I didn't know. I've never heard of Dune until that movie, and it was a good movie. It's a real good movie.
Yeah, I saw it with Calvin and Mitchell.
Yeah,
in the theater, and it was really good.
So what? Okay, so they got the new Matrix comes out.
On Christmas.
Mm-hmm. They got another Jurassic movie coming out in 2022.
Yeah, I saw it, which was weird because when I saw Fast 9 in theaters, they ran like a 15-minute like special sneak peek or whatever before they played the movie, and it was the new Jurassic World, and it looks really good. Oh yeah, the dinosaurs look as real as they've ever looked. It's like they have just like giant T-Rex running around. Because I don't know if you saw the last movie.
Yeah.
So you remember how like they brought them, I guess they saved as many dinosaurs as they could from that island at the beginning of the movie and he blew up. And now they're like running them. They're like in like California or wherever they're at. And they're like running around the city. They're like these people are like at a drive-in movie. And here comes this giant T-Rex running and they're trying to like trank it and all. It looked pretty awesome.
bro.
So there's gonna be a lot of interaction with humans and dinosaurs in this next movie. A lot. It's gonna be a lot of deaths. There's gonna be a lot of
I feel like real life, if it was my decision, real life, I don't care if the island's gonna blow up, they're staying on that island. There's no way we're trying to integrate dinosaurs with human population. It's just a population of regular Earth life.
Right.
Because they're going to destroy every ecosystem you could possibly imagine. No, there's no way.
Yeah, it's good.
You seen the trailer for that Buzz Lightyear movie?
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty good.
I'm not a big Pixar guy, but I'm probably watching that movie, and it's good. Yeah.
I am, because I'm a big Toy Story guy. It's my favorite.
I like Toy Story. I could after the second one. I couldn't do it. I haven't seen the third. I haven't seen the third or fourth one.
Third's not bad. Fourth, you know what? I didn't hate any of them. I thought they were all pretty good.
I'll probably since I got Disney Plus, I'll probably eventually watch them just because they're on there.
They're
it's
on
free.
Yeah.
So I'll probably see them at some point. But Chris Evans is the voice for Buzz Lightyear. I didn't know that. Chris Evans is hangs up the shield, and now he's doing all these other movies. I'm pissed. Like,
get in his bag, man.
Bro, if you'll get your ass in that Captain America suit, bro, and come back.
I'm telling you, I saw a rumor that that's probably going to happen too.
You think so? I hope so.
They're going to bring him back as like some kind of variant from a different multiverse or something.
I hope, bro. Please, brothers. Like, bro, you're Captain America. I don't really get how all these actors will get positions or get acting gigs as these like heroes, like American, like comic book heroes. People have been like these big time heroes, and they don't want to like Robert Downey Jr. I don't want to do any more Iron Man movies. You're Iron Man.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you're Iron Man.
That's how I feel with Hugh Jackman and Wolverine. Because now they're gonna integrate the X-Men into the MCU, and they're gonna obviously have to have a new Wolverine. And I'm just like, dude, Hugh, come on. You are Wolverine. There is no other Logan. He looks
just like the comic book Wolverine. Bro, and it's crazy the time he dipped out, because it's like whatever you were making with Sony, you could probably double that once Marvel gets your hands on it. Like,
I know.
Come on now.
I'm still hoping he might take the mantle back, because he is Logan. He is Wolverine. Yes. Like, they can cast anybody who they want, and they will never be Wolverine.
Like, I feel like there's probably 4 characters that you can't recast. That's Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. Yeah, he is like literally Iron Man.
Right.
Chris Evans is Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Hemsworth is Thor.
Yeah,
and Hugh Jackman is Wolverine.
Yeah,
you could probably recast all the. I agree. You could probably argue Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. That would be tough to recast.
Right.
But they're gonna have to if they're gonna do it. Well, if they're gonna, they either got to kill him off or recast him.
Right.
But besides that, those 4, they're pretty much untouchable.
Right.
Like, I was gonna say Spider-Man, even like Spider-Man is arguably one of like the fan favorites in terms of all Marvel. Mm-hmm. One of the fan favorites, like top hyped characters of all time. It's been recasted 3 times.
Right. Yeah.
But those 4, bro, come on.
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man, you can kind of get away with Spider-Man because he wears a mask most of the time.
Yeah.
But the guys that don't wear a mask, I mean, even though Cap and Iron Man do have their mask and their helmet, but I mean, come on. I mean, Wolverine it's going to be sad, and whoever takes that role is just going to. Who would want to take that role? Because you're going to be compared to him every movie you do.
Yeah,
and people are going to blister you because you're not gonna live up to him.
That's what happened with the Jokers.
Yeah,
with
Jared Leto, because he was followed right after Heath Ledger. Yep.
Right, with Heath Ledger. Every new Joker, it's all about, are they as good as Heath Ledger? It's always about filling his shoes.
Right.
And I mean, Joaquin Noah, he did a fantastic job. But besides
Joaquin Phoenix, he was. I thought he was really good. I thought he was probably up there.
Yeah, I liked him
because Joker's my favorite villain of all the comics. That's just my guy. And I mean, I thought Joaquin nailed him pretty good. I mean, they're all different. Like, I like the Jack Nicholson Joker because he was campy, but he was also like brutal. He was violent, but he was campy. So he caught the campiness of Joker. You know, Heath Ledger was just like, he was brutal. I mean, he was just psycho.
Yeah.
And then, but Joaquin, he wasn't so much brutal, but he was more just the psycho part of it.
Yeah, it was like they're also it's more with Heath Ledger's Joker and Joaquin's Joker they're also at different points. Joaquin he's not brutal yet because this is just when the system lets him down. This is where he goes down that thing to become Joker. The Heath Ledger, he's been Joker, so it's when he becomes like he takes over and he has become that dark.
Brutal. I don't know how they could do it or justify it, but I mean, it is a movie, so they can figure out. I would love for him to be cast again as the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, take his Joker and put him in a movie with Robert Pattinson. Batman.
I think they're going. They have to.
Now the thing is, obviously, he became the Joker when, according to that movie, when Bruce was a kid. So yeah. And I'm guessing, I don't know how old they were portraying that Joker. Like, I'm guessing maybe 30, 40 years old. It'd be 20 years later.
Yeah.
But they could.
You could get away with it.
Yeah, they could figure something out.
Like, I don't know, because they could have, if they have the Robert Batman as like a young Batman, like 20.
Yeah.
If maybe just a 10-year difference, you could probably get away with that.
Because I think for this movie, what the director said, it's a year 2 Batman. So he's fresh. I mean,
he's only been Batman for 2 years?
Yeah, he just became Batman. Yes. He's fresh.
Hang on, let me see what age Bruce becomes Batman in like comics and whatever. It said, here it says he becomes Batman about when he was 26. But what you could do, that's the comics though. Writers can have whatever. They could have him become Batman at like 18.
Right.
And he's 2 years in, so he's like 20.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe they might not even try. They might not even care about the age gap.
Yeah, it's a movie. They can like we just said, they'll figure out some way to make it work. Oh, well, Bruce Wayne was like 13 or 14 at the time. He was just 12, so it's 10 years in the future. Now he's 22 or something. Yeah,
close enough. That would work. And then 10 years later with the Joker, you could argue that Joker. You could argue mid-20s, maybe late 20s, because he smoked a lot, so he just looked a little older than he was.
And he was, depressed all the time. Yeah. So, I mean, he was aging himself,
Yeah, so you probably get away with that. What other movies I'm looking? They got the King. Did you ever watch the Kingsman movies?
I've seen the first one. I didn't see the second one, but the third one looks. I've seen the trailer multiple times. I like it. It looks good.
I will definitely be watching it. I've seen the first two. I barely remember the second one. I think.
I don't remember much of the first one. So
it was a while ago, but they're good. So I'll definitely be watching that. And that's pretty much it that I'm seeing that's worth mentioning. Doctor Strange multiverse. No, here's the interesting thing with the Doctor Strange movie. So you have the Spider-Man into the multiverse. Then you have Doctor Strange's own movie, Multiverse of Madness.
Yes.
So it sounds like it's a big like long ongoing multiverse problem
Yeah,
because he seems like he's heavy in this Spider-Man movie,
right.
almost like
Oh yeah,
he's like pretty much just with Spider-Man. It's pretty much him and Spider-Man, and then he
yeah,
has his own multiverse movie. So it's
right.
I
And
feel like they're about to open this shit wide open.
oh yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, the new multiverse for Doctor Strange, that movie, the villain is going to be Wanda. It's going to be the Scarlet Witch because she's trying to get back to her family and trying to get back to Vision, or I guess the new Vision or whatever. And because at the end of WandaVision, at the end credit scene when she's in that little like cabin and she's sitting there and you hear her kids talking to her, she's going to be the villain. And yeah, so she's going to be opening up more multiverses into that movie. I also read a fan theory that in the trailer, the new Spider-Man, it might actually be Doctor Strange, it might be Mephisto casting that spell and opening up everything. And because there is a scene in one of the trailers where it looks like Doctor Strange and Spider-Man are fighting.
Oh, on the train?
Yeah. When stuff's getting warped and stuff, it looks like they're kind of in a fight.
Yeah, I was looking. I couldn't tell if they were fighting or Doctor Strange is they were trying to get somewhere together.
Right.
It's hard to tell. But yeah, that scene did look weird.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they're gonna do it because what's his name supposed to be in jail, but I'm sure he could get out. Because it's supposed to be, hopefully it is the Sinister Six, but they didn't actually show all 6 of the Sinister Six.
Right.
All we know for sure is Dr.
Man.
Octopus, Green Goblin, and I think there's a super short clip where you can see Sandman in there.
I think so. I think you're right. Yes.
And then all you're missing is Electro. No, there's Lightning in there, right? For Electro, and then
because Jamie Foxx's Electro is going to be in this movie.
Yeah,
they said they've already confirmed that. So,
Vulture, or is it Vulture? Is that or is it? Yeah, it's Vulture, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And who else? Who did I miss? Mysterio.
Which I don't. Yeah. Speaking of Vulture, I don't know if you caught it in the Morbius trailer, but there's like half a second. And I think in that trailer, he's in there.
Yeah, he's in there.
It's Michael Keaton's Vulture. Yeah.
He plays everything.
Yeah,
he might be the most versatile actor I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. Played Batman. Going to play Batman again.
Right, plays Batman. He plays. I saw something they were talking about him because they interviewed him because they were saying like he's played Batman. He's played in the Spider-Man, Vulture, whatever villains. Mm-hmm. He's played like as a doctor, as a scientist. He's everything, janitor, all this stuff.
Yeah.
So Buddy's got range for sure.
Oh yeah,
for sure. But yeah,
I hope it's. I hope the Green Goblin is what's his name, William Dafoe's Green Goblin. I hope. I don't know if they confirmed that that's him doing the cackle when he drops the pumpkin off or not, but I hope it's him because he was Spider-Man 1. He was awesome as Green Goblin.
I mean, I feel like he's gotta be. He's gotta be.
Because it can't be, Franco. I mean, Franco was what he took over the mantle in the second or third movie.
The third, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, but he's got a bunch of legal trouble, so it's definitely not him. I think
he really.
Yeah, he's. If you Google it, you probably could find out he's not like maybe not so much legal trouble, but he's been accused of doing some things.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, so he's been accused. I don't know if he's going
to trial.
Or anything like that. Shit. I have no idea.
I don't think anything happened because the most recent article about it was 2018, and there's nothing new about it.
Yeah, and he hasn't been in anything I think since around that time.
Oh, it was a settlement. He paid a settlement.
Okay, so I don't think he's been in a movie. Yeah, I don't think he's been in anything since then. So
nah. Shit. But no, if it, bro, I'm so excited. How long? How long? The movie's got to be 3 hours.
I don't know. Did they give? Let me look up and see if it's got
It's
a
only 2
runtime.
hours and 1 minute. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes. No. I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
That's not the right one. That was that was Far From Home.
It's got to be long. It's got to be Eternals long. I mean, come on. Especially if they are setting up to have him exit the MCU, you got to have. I hope, man, if they put Venom in this movie at some point, I'll freak. I will lose my shit if Venom ends up in this movie.
2 hours and 40 minutes is what it's saying.
They might do it if it's that long. They might incorporate,
I think that's an estimate though, because right here it just says it has a Spider-Man No Way Home officially has insane runtime, but it's all speculation. Like there's no.
I hope it's that long. I want it to be that long.
Yep, it says with a runtime of 2 hours and 40 minutes. The longest solo movie in MCU history, second longest MCU movie ever, only behind Endgame, which is 3 hours and 1 minute. I think something like that. I'm all, as long as it's done well, I'm all for long movies. I hate short movies, especially short action movies. For sure.
Oh yeah, I know, man. I see. I like New Venom, but it was only an hour and a half, and man, they move so fast for that movie. The pacing in that movie was
the second Venom
crazy. Yes, the new one that just came out. Let There Be Carnage.
Bro, I'm not. I didn't like it. Well, let me take that back. I got mixed feelings about it. There was too much plot. It was too much plot for me.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like Let There Be Carnage. So I'm thinking, like you said, first off, it's an hour and a half. That's a short. That's a short movie for Marvel or for Marvel related. It's hour 37. So, but for the hour 37, I'm thinking, okay, maybe like 30 minutes of it is giving you some background on Carnage and showing how Carnage becomes Carnage, yada, yada, yada. And I'm thinking at least 45 minutes is action, fighting, fighting. That's what I'm thinking. There's only one fight scene. It's at the very end.
Yeah.
Now, that fight scene was lit. I love that fight scene. It was a good fight scene. But the whole, spoiler alert, before I keep going. But anyway, if you haven't seen it by now, you're not going to see it. The whole Venom and Eddie having that relationship problem, I didn't need all that.
Yeah.
I didn't need all that.
The only part goes to the rave party.
That part I do like. That's the only part I liked about that, because she was kind of funny. Because they thought he was wearing a costume and shit. He got on the mic and just saying shit. That was funny. But I didn't need all. They could have done all that. Because here's how I told my friend. Here's what I would have wanted. Here's how I would have done it. Or you can have the Eddie Brock Venom relationship problem, conflict, or whatever. That could be 15 minutes.
Right?
Whatever, and they separate. That could be like the first 15 minutes that sets up. Okay, there's a problem. Then you have somehow Carnage becomes Carnage or whatever. Then you have that problem where they find out about him and they got to stop him. You have that early. They have a fight scene. They fight, and then Venom, they realize Carnage is stupid strong. And it kind of ends up in where they don't end up finishing the fight. Then you leave. Carnage goes off, do this other shit. Venom, they're trying to figure some shit out. They plan it. Maybe there's some like a side fight with something else, whatever. Then you have the big fight at the end.
Yeah.
Then you end it off however you need to end off. That would have been perfect. But you have all this build up separately. They're doing all this shit. Venom's doing all this shit. And then one fight at the end for an hour and a half movie.
Yeah, about 45 minutes of it was their relationship problem.
Yeah,
for sure.
I was like, what? I didn't, because when I come like Venom, I expect like a Hulk type movie. Hulk movies, 80% of it's just him going batshit crazy, just on a rage. I love those movies because I like the action, the buildings falling, the chaos. I love it. I want that type of movie, like the first Venom. Oh, it's fantastic. Once he becomes Venom, he's fighting pretty much the rest of the movie. Either the police, either bad guys,
Mhm.
Riot. He's fighting somebody, but pretty much the
Right.
rest of the movie.
Right.
I need all the Venoms to be outright just him on a rampage.
I feel that.
At least that's
I mean that's how he's in the comics. So
exactly.
Because he is Spider-Man's, probably toughest villain. He fights. I mean, I'd say Green Goblin might be his biggest foe in terms of comic lore. I mean, I'm not 200%, but I'm sure. I think Venom's right up there with him.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting. Now, what route do they go if they incorporate Spider-Man into a new Venom movie? Because you've already established Venom as an anti-hero, more of a hero, actually, if you think about it, in his last two movies. Now, and then he licks the TV in that end credit, so you now establishing him as a villain. Like, I mean, what's going to go on in this? I'm kind of intrigued to see how they work this out.
Yeah, that is an interesting point because they've casted him as like he saved. Where are they in LA?
Right.
I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
Because Riot was going to destroy LA and then Carnage
was going to, they've established him as a hero.
That's a good point. And what's also interesting is they've actually kind of made him stronger than he really is in the comics, which is rare. Because in the comics, Venom's actually never been able to beat Carnage straight up one-on-one. Carnage, that's why the movie Freak says, "Oh, he's red. We gotta go. We're not gonna beat him." Because you know how it works. The offspring of the symbiote is by default stronger than the parent, just by default.
Right.
So obviously, Carnage by default is stronger than Venom. Obviously, Venom pretty much won because it's experience, but he's not supposed to beat him outright. He did for the most part. He had some help, but he basically beat Carnage up outright, which I was shocked they kind of did that in the movie. So now it's like, okay, they set him at this stronger point, but I don't know how they incorporate Spider-Man because here's what I thought is Carnage is still going to be in existence after this movie, and to beat Carnage down the road, Venom and Spider-Man team up because in the comics they have to team up to beat Carnage. That's what I thought they were going to go. But Venom
ate Carnage.
Yeah, Venom eats the dude at the end of the movie. I was like, oh shit, he just straight up.
I guess he's dead. Yeah.
I wonder if eating him made him stronger.
It's possible.
That would have been cool because one of the reasons why Venom isn't as strong is because Eddie doesn't let him eat humans. Well, you saw when Carnage ate people, he got stronger. Imagine if Eddie actually let Venom eat bad guys, Venom would be strong as shit.
Yeah,
but he was pretty much fighting at like 40%.
Right.
He was starving half the movie. You ever tried to work out starving? This is just,
it's not good. No. Yeah. That's what Mitchell said, because Mitchell was like, in that last fight, he's like, why didn't they just let him go like Super Saiyan on like, Carnage or whatever, Because he really didn't. You're right. He just outsmarted him, because he knocked the bell down. And
he understood his weakness better than Carnage.
Right.
So, it is interesting where they're going to go with this. I just don't want I'm okay with anything as long as they don't make him like I'm okay with him having conflict with Spider-Man and fighting Spider-Man. Hell, Venom actually ends up on the Avengers at one point. So I mean, he's like the true definition of anti-hero. He's so back and forth between fighting heroes and helping and saving the world. Mm-hmm. But as long as they don't make him like an outright an outright villain, I'm pretty much fine with anything.
Right.
I'm okay with him fighting heroes because it'd be lit. But I don't want him to just be like just outright villain. And then, he gets locked up or some shit or like,
because if you make him an outright villain now, what was the point of the first two movies?
Exactly.
Because you established him as, I guess you're going to call it anti-hero, but they really established him as a hero because he saved everybody from Riot and Carnage.
Venom did. Oh, they did more than 400 million global box
they did a lot of money. It had
I
think the opening weekend they had was the most money since pre-COVID. I think they had made 90 or 100 million in the first weekend they hit the box office.
90 million opening weekend. Second best ever from the month of October. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Number 8 film of all time in Russia. Oh, wow. Okay, Venom.
Yeah, it did numbers.
Okay, Tom Hardy. It's great. They're getting all these super famous actors to be in these movies because Harry Styles is like as
Yeah,
Eros or Eros, whatever.
getting that bag, man. They know.
Or you know what pissed me off in the movie theater?
They know what that is. Cha-ching, cha-ching. They know what time it is.
Bro, you know what pissed me off in the movie theater? When Harry Styles showed up on the screen, all the women in the theater were like, oh my God. I was like, calm the fuck down. Calm down. It's Thanos' brother. Chill out.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But it's smart though, because now people that aren't even Marvel fans are going to start watching the movies because they're Harry Styles fans.
Yes,
they're
absolutely.
Marvel's so smart with.
It's the same thing with Robert Pattinson. I guarantee you, women who love Twilight are going to watch Batman because he's in it.
And then once they do that, there's going to be a good portion of those people that watch it. Wow, this stuff's actually kind of cool. Then they're going to get into DC.
It. Yeah,
so smart. They're so smart. Crazy, man. I wouldn't mind like shadowing somebody that works in like the behind the scenes of Marvel, like how they do their casting and like the logistics of it for like a week to see how that works, because you gotta have some like super smart people in there.
Oh yeah. That. Well, when you got the mouse running the show there,
Mickey.
Yeah, when he's running the show, I mean, you can get anybody you want.
I need Disney to just buy Sony, so Marvel and
I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, I don't know how much Sony would ask. I'm sure it's astronomical at this point because they know it. But
let's see,
that's never stopped Disney before.
Yeah, Sony's net worth as of 3 days ago is $150 billion. Let's see. Disney's net worth is not 150, 114 billion.
It's probably because they took some losses because of COVID and the theme parks, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and then Sony's more than a movie company. You talking about PlayStation, you talking about computers. They make so much more than movies. And I wonder how much it would cost them to buy like their movie production. They could probably just buy that instead of the whole company.
Oh, they'd back the Brinks truck. Yep. I mean, they did it to Fox. I mean, that's how they got everything from Fox.
Yeah. I didn't think they would ever be able to do that. If they could somehow get a hold of Sony either buy, which I don't think Sony would ever sell their like Deadpools and stuff like that, because they'll make so much more money long term.
Well, see, Fox owned Deadpool, so technically Disney now owns Deadpool.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
They're X-Men. Yeah,
that's right. X-Men. I
think the only thing Sony owns Marvel related is Spider-Man and
the villains and all that stuff that comes with Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think that's all they own.
That's all they own.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I bet you Disney's asked a couple times. I'm sure they have.
Yeah, because if they can get that, either buy it from the rights from them or buy out their movie production, Marvel is set. They're set. Yeah. They do.
Yeah.
It's that one franchise that they're having to like pull teeth from, because you remember I don't know if you remember, but so eventually Spider-Man and Venom are going to be together. We know that, right? But
yes.
At first they weren't going to do it because Marvel and Sony couldn't come to an agreement. Disney, Sony, however you want to look at it. Apparently I read an article, Tom Holland was at the meeting with Marvel and Sony and was like begging them. Like, apparently he started crying, saying like how important it is for them to have a movie with Venom and Spider-Man. Like he was like,
he's right.
And I was like, that's the only problem they have is
like a good one. A good one. Because Spider-Man 3 was terrible. That Venom was awful.
Yeah. It did not do that character justice.
No, it was bad. That was a very disappointing. They made him so weak. It's just bad.
It's crazy because the movie itself, I think, is great. The only part I don't like about it is the Venom portrayal. But like the black suit Spider-Man,
Yeah, it was cool.
The Sandman, the new Green Goblin, the conflict. I liked all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the suit. He looked badass with the black suit, but that Venom was so weak.
He was bad.
Yeah.
He was poorly. The actor, I feel bad for him because he was not made for that role. He was terrible.
Yeah, and then the Venom was the same size as a person.
Yeah.
Instead of being like,
it didn't grow. Yeah,
he was 8 feet tall.
Yeah, ginormous like he actually is.
That's funny. And then what are they doing with the Deadpools? They're not integrating Deadpool at all, are they?
I think that's the rumor. I think they're gonna put him in with X-Men. I know he's getting a standalone film. Again, his third movie.
He's getting a third one, right?
Yeah, I think the move is gonna be because I think they're gonna put him in the MCU eventually. But I think the move's gonna be first they're gonna put X-Men in the MCU, and then they're gonna put the Fantastic Four in there. And then I think they're gonna integrate Deadpool in as well. But only thing that scares me is Deadpool 1, great. Deadpool 2, great. Rated R, violent, funny, everything he is. I'm so terrified that the mouse is gonna dumb it down.
PG-13.
Yes, yeah, make it as kid friendly as possible, with keeping it as hard as it usually is. And they're gonna dumb it down to PG-13.
I'll be sick if they do that.
But then again, they said they're gonna keep it rated R. Feige said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna keep it rated R." So we'll see what happens. But
right here, this article said that Kevin, I don't know how to say his last name.
Is it Feige? Does it start with that?
Yeah. Confirms Deadpool 3 is an MCU movie, teases R rating, and when it's filming. And it says the MCU is not prepared. So it sounds like he's saying, like, yeah, we're doing good, but just know that
I hope so.
They're not ready.
It should.
It's going to be rated R.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, that's his character. In the comics, that's what Deadpool is.
That's the one thing I appreciate about DC over Marvel is like they don't care. Rated R,
right?
They go there. They'll go as dark as they need to go.
Right. I think they were. I don't know if they gave it a rated R rating, but I'm pretty sure that new Batman. I think it's PG-13, but I think they were contemplating making it rated R.
They need to make it rated R.
I think Black Adam's going to be rated R, if I'm not mistaken.
I hope so. When you got dark character, like Batman's, let's be honest, he's a hero. Batman's a dark ass character. It's super dark. When you have a dark character, it has to be rated R. Has to be. That's like the Joker movie's rated R, right?
Yes, it was. It was.
Yeah.
But because it was pretty violent in his kills. So
yeah,
and they showed all of that. So
shot the deal on national television.
Yeah. Stabbed the guy with the scissors in the eyeball.
Oh yeah, and he bashed his head in with the door.
Yeah.
That movie's dark as shit too. Yeah, it says the movie is expected to be PG-13 rating.
Yeah, I think they were contemplating it.
I hope they bring in Deathstroke eventually, because they
when they killed the Snyderverse, they killed that because if you remember. At the end of Batman v Superman, or was it Justice League? No, it was Justice League.
End of the Justice League.
And they had that in credit with him and Lex Luthor on the yacht, and that was going to be the next because it was going to be Ben Affleck's Batman in a movie versus Deathstroke. Yeah,
Deathstroke's my second favorite anti-hero in DC behind Black Adam. So he's up there as one of my favorite characters of all time.
But that all got destroyed once they kicked Zack Snyder out, unfortunately.
Why'd they kick him out? Because what's crazy?
He left because I believe I'm pretty sure his daughter died or whatnot. So he left midway through making Justice League. That's why you got the Snyder cut.
Because he came back. Okay.
He finished it, for HBO Max. And so Josh Whedon, who actually made the first Avengers movie, actually the first two, took over and made that rest of Justice League. And then I don't know why they had a falling out with Zack Snyder. DC did, but they did, which was stupid.
Because Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League, you talk about ratings, it did so much better than the original.
and it was a lot better.
It was great. Was it 4 hours, something stupid like that? And every minute was worth it.
Yeah.
Way better.
I enjoyed it. It was way better.
4 hours and 2 minutes. So my thing is like,
and oh man, that now you got me depressed because they gave you a little bit of dark side in that a little bit, and you know what was coming, what they were going to do with it. Dark side was going to be the Thanos of that. They were going to do 3 Justice League movies, and he was going to be, I think in the third one is the main villain doing what Darkseid does.
Yeah, trying to take over. It's just at first when they show him, I was like, oh, he's like, I thought Darkseid was gonna be like in it. Like he's gonna fight.
I did too. I thought exactly because in the trailers that's how they did it before the Snyder Cut.
Like he pulled up himself.
And he's like my favorite Superman villain. Darkseid's a badass.
Yeah. Man. But now they killed all that.
They killed it all of it. They retconned all of it. Really, they killed all of it. I mean,
that makes no, bro. That it's funny. Like they dropped the Justice League. It did terrible. Zack Snyder's like, all right, hold my beer. Let me do this because y'all bullshit.
Right.
Drops that. It's fantastic. So I'm thinking when they dropped that, I'm thinking,
oh, here we go.
It did so much better. They're like, okay, let's get back on track. That's what I thought. Because
you're right.
But it was too many years. It was how many years after? Like they had already done too much stuff.
First Justice League came out in 2017, I believe.
Yeah,
2017.
So
2017.
4 years later.
Yeah.
They already recast. They already got the new Batman started up. They're recasting.
Mm-hmm.
They'd already got the.
You've already kicked Henry Cavill out as Superman.
Yeah, so it was too late.
Which
are they redoing a Superman movie?
I think
how are they doing
the rumor or what I've seen is they're going to do a black Superman, like a different universe Superman, kind of a Michael B. Jordan. I think it's who they're going to cast, which would be, I think he'd be really good in that role. But
yeah, if you're going to cast a black Superman, Michael B. Jordan,
he's the guy. Either him or Idris Elba. They're the perfect.
Oh, yeah.
They're the body type, the
Will Smith,
the ability to act. Well, he was already Deadshot.
Too old.
So. He's too old and he was already Deadshot in that horrible Suicide Squad.
Does that Suicide Squad, is that part of the continuum?
I don't know. I don't know if they retconned it or not. Because
I
might have.
I like the Will Smith and Hancock as kind of a black Superman, kind of.
Yeah.
But I think he's too old to do it. And he's out. If you've seen him on it, I thought he got out of shape.
Right.
It would be too late for that. I don't know how I feel about a black Superman though, but I guess it's whatever.
Right.
I'm not, Superman's not human, so I'm not really hung up on the race thing because he's not human. He's an alien to begin with, so he's not technically white. Obviously, we're talking the literal character, not the actors, but
right.
People try to push for a black Superman. Okay, well, let's calm down. He's not even white. He's not from here. He's an alien. So we talk about he's not really. You can't put him with a race,
right?
It's whatever.
I'm pretty sure there's comics in DC versions. And I think that's the version they're going to run with. He's not going to be the Clark Kent Superman. I forgot what they call.
Yeah,
it's another universe.
As long as it's a completely different, like completely different Superman, I'm fine with it. But I don't want them to have a Clark Kent that's black. I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah, I don't think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. I think it's a different universe Superman.
That makes
whatever.
Sense. It's crazy. They can do that now. It's so easy to just.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's all the movies. I love movies so much.
I'm a movie buff too, man.
Even though my movie choice is so narrow, it's literally just straight action for the most part. Oh, isn't Red Notice on Netflix?
I don't know.
I might watch that when I go to Phoenix this weekend or this week. Have something to do. Or it's November 5th. I could have sworn it was a Netflix movie.
And you think? Yeah, I think you're right.
So I might do. What's the runtime? I might. It's an hour 56. My flight's 2.5. I might download it.
Mm-hmm.
Watch it for the flight. Bet. All right, Mark, you got anything else, man?
Not really, man. Had a good time.
Man, I appreciate you hopping on since Calvin and Mitch wanted to just flake on me. But yeah, man, you're always welcome on the cast, man, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Anytime, man. Anytime you want to have me again, I'm more than down to do it.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Well, y'all heard it here. This is the Guardians, our honorary guardian of the 615, my boy Marc Hughes. And we'll catch you guys next time. Again, appreciate you, Mark.
All right, man. See ya.
All righty.
Even if I touch a meal and do it through the pain, I don't need a pain. And life won't get me down, but it won't break my will. Cause I've been chasing this so long, I can't give up. I won't give in, been through too much. I done prayed for the money, I done prayed for the fame. I done prayed that I will make a sacrifice and play this game. I done prayed that my life would never be the same.